I'm Mila. I'm a type 1 diabetic, and in this video, I'm going to talk about, wait for it, type 1 diabetes. Just because this video is going to be kind of like medical, just a reminder, watching this is not a replacement for a diagnosis. I am not a doctor. If you think you have type 1 diabetes or are showing any of these symptoms, or if you think you have any other medical condition, go to a doctor. They can get you the help and proper diagnosis that you need. As always, all of my sources for these are down below and are in the description down below. Also, this video is titled All About Type 1 Diabetes for a reason. If I ever say diabetes, assume I'm talking about type 1. I know there are differences in type 1 and type 2, obviously. I just kind of want to be able to say diabetes instead of type 1 diabetes. That's a mouthful. All right, so with all of those disclaimers out of the way, let's get into the video. Also, Happy New Year. I know I'm just a little bit late, but Happy New Year, everyone. Let's hope 2021 is better than 2020. But you know what? The year will be what we make it. Okay, now, for real, let's get on to the video. T1D is a chronic autoimmune disease in which your body's immune system attacks the insulin-producing cells in your pancreas. I'm going to break down what that means because that's a mouthful with a lot of medical words or biology words. So, and I found all of these through Google. Like if you type in what is chronic illness, it pops up. So I'm not going to cite these because it's common knowledge, which you don't have to cite when you're writing like research papers or anything like that. If it's easily findable with a Google search, you don't have to source it. So all of these are easily findable with a Google search. Chronic illnesses are conditions that last for over a year, need ongoing medical attention, or limit how someone lives their life, or a combination of them. So because I have to count my carbs and it will continue until I die, type 1 is a chronic illness. Autoimmune diseases are diseases in which the body's immune system attacks itself. Normal, like not just like itself and it's destroying cancer cells, which is what happens most of the time. But your immune system attacks normal, healthy cells, which is not normal and is not good. Insulin is a hormone in your body that allows sugar to be allowed through the cells. That's important because cells use sugar to make energy, which they need to do everything else that they do to keep you alive. The pancreas is a glandular organ, which is really weird. That's like a weird way to like put it, but it's a glandular organ. It produces a lot of things like enzymes that help with digestion and a lot of different hormones, one of them being insulin. It hangs out right behind your stomach. So your stomach's here, it hangs out right behind your stomach. Like here's the pancreas, here's the stomach, it hangs up right behind it. And it has little ducts or tubes that connects it to the liver and to the small intestine. So it goes liver, tube, pancreas, tube, small intestine. And the stomach sits right in front of where all of that happens. Okay. So, let me scroll down. Also, I'm reading a lot. That's why I'm wearing my glasses. And you can see the ring light in them because I'm reading from my sources as we're doing the video, and I would like to get the words correct, which is why I am reading and not just facing camera and talking straight to camera, which I would prefer. But I want to make sure I get the right information out there. So, translating that very long sentence earlier with all of this contextual information, diabetes is a disease where your immune system has decided that the cells in your pancreas, which produce insulin, and they're completely normal and healthy, are invading cells, and therefore they have to be destroyed. The immune system destroys them faster than the body can try to replace them, so your body has no way to produce that insulin. That's a problem because insulin is necessary for your cells in your body to allow sugar into the cells, and that's the energy source for your body. There is currently no cure for type 1 diabetes. There are only treatments, and it's chronic, so it lasts your entire life. So that's the gist of what type 1 is. Causes. I've already done an entire video about the causes of type 1 and type 2. It's linked below. But as a recap, the causes of type 1 are generally unknown, but genetics can play a part, as can viruses and other environmental factors. So that's the gist of what causes type 1, because it's really not known. The symptoms of type 1: excessive thirst. So for me, when I was before I was diagnosed, it felt like my lips would stick to my teeth, especially if I didn't have water in my mouth. Or on the sides, it felt really dry. Like the inside of my cheeks felt really dry and would stick to my teeth. That's not normal. So excessive thirst, frequent urination goes along with excessive thirst. Excessive hunger, so you feel hungry all the time, you're eating all the time, you're snacking a lot, those kinds of things. Unintended weight loss, even though you are constantly eating. That's what happened to me. I dropped a lot of weight, even though I was eating more than or similarly to how I was. That was a really weird way to put that. But even though I was eating like the same and not exercising, I was losing a lot of weight. So unintended weight loss, moodiness, crankiness, or frequent mood changes. That's literally like the 3 different ways that the sites that I found, my sources, put it. So going, I don't know, just being really grumpy, or it affects people differently. It just does. So fatigue and weakness, feeling like you need to stay in bed a lot, and I was staying in bed a lot. Taking naps, going to bed early, those kinds of things, like feeling tired when you haven't done anything to make you tired. Vision changes or blurred vision. So I stopped needing my glasses while I was in diabetic ketoacidosis, probably. Well, I say probably. I more likely than not was in DKA. But I didn't need my glasses anymore. I went from being nearsighted to being farsighted, which was weird. That was a really weird experience, and 0 out of 10 do not recommend. So you can also get yeast infections. So in private areas, as well as just on your skin, you can get yeast infections. Rapid breathing, dry skin and dry mouth, a face that's flushed, so super pink. So fruity breath and urine. So I know this one I don't think was on the list of sources, but if you watch NCIS, you might know that Jimmy Palmer, the medical examiner's assistant, is type 1 diabetic. And sometimes, or in one of the episodes, he goes up to someone on the normal NCIS team and says, "Smell my breath. Does it smell fruity to you?" And then someone, like the person answers yes. And he's like, "I haven't taken my diabetes meds. I should go do that." And the fruity breath and urine happens because your body is trying to get rid of ketones, which is a byproduct of when your body uses fat as metabolism instead of using sugar. It's not good for you to do that for long periods of time, which is why, those things build up. It can cause kidney damage in your kidneys, obviously. And then you try to pee out the ketones, or they collect in your saliva or in your sweat, and because your body's just trying to get rid of them, and you can't get rid of them as fast as your body is producing them. So there's just a lot of ketones going on that can make you smell sweets, basically. And then nausea, vomiting, and stomach pain can also be a symptom. So, and then a symptom specific to children is bedwetting if that child has previously not wet the bed. So if a child can't go the whole night without peeing the bed, or for adults getting up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. For me, I was getting up 4 or 5 times a night and didn't think anything of it. It was really, really weird. So those symptoms can start out super subtle and get worse as the untreated disease gets worse, which can make it kind of hard to spot. The time span can be between weeks, months, and even years for those symptoms to develop from when the disease starts attacking your pancreas, basically. So if you notice those symptoms, please go to a doctor. They can help you get diagnosed and treated properly, because diabetes, if left untreated, can kill you. I honestly don't know why I wasn't in the hospital much sooner than I was. I have no idea how I let my blood sugar get to be over 700, closer to 800, without being in a coma. Like, I don't know how that happened. You can go into diabetic coma if your sugar goes too low or too high, I think. Um, I know you can pass out if it goes too low. I wouldn't be surprised if you could go into a coma if it goes too low. I know for sure you can go into a coma if it goes too high. So I don't know why I wasn't in a coma at 700, but I wasn't. So if you notice these symptoms, go to the doctor so soon, because you don't want a super high blood sugar that can do really bad damage to your body, and it can lead like to serious consequences, very serious consequences. So if you notice the symptoms, go to a doctor. I've said it so many times. That being said, I'm going to try to keep my videos a little bit shorter, just so I have a little bit more time to edit them the way I want them to be. So that's all I have time to talk about for today. Next time, or in 2 weeks, I'm going to be talking about diagnosis and going through some treatments, because there's a lot of treatments, and I would like to go into the depth with them that's appropriate. So I'm not going to try to shove them into one video, because that's not good. So thank you so much for watching. If you would like to learn more about diabetes from a patient perspective, please subscribe below. As always, I will see you all in a couple of weeks. Stay healthy. Bye.